What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D. In the last episode, we pretty much completed the Fire Temple. In this episode, we're going to take on the ancient dragon Volvagia and hopefully save Darunia. But where is Darunia? I don't actually see him. That could be very, very bad. Oh no, what's going on here? Oh, that's just not a good sign either. And there he is, the subterranean lava dragon Volvagia. So Volvagia is kind of a big deal. Now, he doesn't have very many attacks, but the attacks that he does have do dish out a ton of damage. So pay attention to him and watch his patterns closely. That way you can dodge his attacks when needed. Overall, this boss battle isn't that difficult anyways. What you want to do is take out your magnetic hammer, and when Volvagia pops out of the ground, just smack him in the face with it, and then slash at him with your sword. It's kind of like an adult version of Whack-A-Mole, with more dragons, and a higher chance that you might die. Something interesting that Nintendo did while developing this boss battle is they stole a bit of code from Star Fox 64. And I say stole lightly because, well, they are both Nintendo-owned games. But the flight pattern of Volvagia is very, very similar to the flight pattern of a pursuing enemy in Star Fox 64. So as a way to test it out, Nintendo just imported the model of an Arrowwing along with the code so they could test the way that Link locks onto the target and make sure that it works correctly. Now what's funny about this is that in the original N64 cart, you can actually use a Game Shark or other cheating device along with a special code, and you can actually hack that model into the game and it'll start flying around all the Zelda environments. It'll even shoot its laser cannons at Link, which is really, really funny when you see it in motion. Alright, but let's get our second hit on Volvagia right here. And there we go. Now this will start phase number 3, in which Volvagia will fly up to the ceiling and start dropping boulders on us. So in this section, I would recommend just keep moving around and watch the shadows on the ground when they appear. That way you don't get hit by these boulders. I think these boulders do a lot of damage. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but I think it's like 6 or something hearts, which is just ridiculous. So you definitely don't want to get hit by these boulders. But overall, it's really not that hard to avoid them. Like, they kind of just appear sporadically, and most of the times, like even right here, they're not even appearing anywhere near where I am. Oh, and he's already going back in his hole. Well, that means we are almost done with this boss battle. So next time he pops up, same deal. Hit him with the hammer, hit him with the sword, and he should be done. So where's he gonna pop up? Ah, there you are, my friend. Prepare to die, fool. Well, that was kind of easy. Really, really anticlimactic, honestly. Volvagia has a pretty interesting death animation. I do like it a lot. He sort of flies up in the air and then burns and turns into a skeleton in front of you. And the face of our foe falls at our feet. And with that, let's grab our 14th heart container and step into the light.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate what you did. I thank you on behalf of the entire Goron race. You turned out to be a real man, just as I thought you would. By the way, the wild Darunia turned out to be the great sage of fire. Isn't that funny, brother? Well, this must be what they call destiny. Nothing has made me happier than helping you seal the evil here. Hey, brother, take this. This is a medallion that contains the power of the fire spirits and my friendship.
And with that, receive the Fire Medallion. Darunia awakens as a sage and adds his power to yours.
Don't forget, now you and I are true brothers.
So, it's kind of presumed that Darunia died attempting to defeat Volvagia on his own. Which kind of stinks, because honestly, Darunia was one of my favorite characters in this game, and they went and killed him off like that. Not even cool, man. At least he did get to become a sage and sort of help us on our quest to defeat Ganondorf and save the world and junk like that, but I liked Darunia, man. I liked him a lot. So before we go and leave Death Mountain Crater, there's actually a few things that we can do. Now that we have the Megaton Hammer, we can break these interesting rocks right here. We couldn't do this before, guys. I got so many comments about that. But if we go ahead and smack these rocks a little bit, behind it, we have another great fairies fountain. So let's of course play Zelda's Lullaby. Welcome, Link. I'm the Great Fairy of Wisdom. I will grant you enhancement to your magic power. Receive it now. And our magic meter is now enhanced, if you know what I mean. Your magic has been enhanced. Now you have twice as much magic power. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. You guys don't even know, but that upgrade is going to be so useful to us a little bit later on. Like, a lot of the newer Zelda games, I feel, don't put that much of an emphasis on magic, but Ocarina of Time does, so having that extra magic is going to help out so much. There's a few other things that we can do in the Death Mountain Crater. There's actually one piece of heart that we can collect now. There's technically two in here, but we can't get the second one just yet. I'll point out in a second, but I want to go get this first one. So, if we just sort of angle ourselves correctly against this little cliff, we can actually drop down. And if we climb down a little bit, there should be an opening right here. And check it out. And there's a piece of heart just sitting here for us to just pick up and collect. So now that we got that, we can climb back up to the top and then exit through the secondary entrance, which is actually right next to the other Great Fairy Fountain. It's kind of interesting that they put them next to each other like that. The other piece of heart is right over here. Let me just pull out my hookshot real quick. It's right on top of that rock right there. You can just barely make it out. But yeah, we can't get that just yet. We need to come back as Young Link and plant a bean flower. So for now, let's just leave the crater and collect a few gold Skulltulas. Now, I couldn't get these gold Skulltulas until we had gotten the Skull Hammer. And I got a lot of comments saying that I missed them, but trust me, I didn't. But, what the heck? I must have hit the Gossip Stone there by accident. Anyways, yeah, we couldn't get them until after we got the Skull Hammer. But the first Skulltula is actually right behind this rock, so let's play the Sun Song real quick. Because it does have to be nighttime to get both of these gold Skulltulas. Okay, and now that it's nighttime, let's just bash this rock in and get that tasty, tasty gold Skulltula. There's actually one more Skulltula on the Death Mountain Trail that we can collect. If you remember 7 years ago as Young Link, there was a Goron protecting a bomb flower. Well, he has since moved on. What happened to him? I don't actually know. But in his place, there's actually another rock that we can break with our Megaton Hammer. So let's go over there and smash this bad boy in. And there's another Skulltula. Alright. In terms of side questing, there's really not much that we can do right now. I mean, we could technically go and get our 4th bottle, but I kind of want to save that until after the next temple, which we can't even go to just yet. We have to go to sort of a mini temple to get an item, that will allow us access to the main temple. So if you actually went to Lake Hylia, which is the location of the next main temple, you'd quickly find out that we have no way of actually accessing it. So what we want to do is make our way over to Zora's Domain, because remember, it's still frozen solid, and see if we can get an item that will allow us to access that area. There's also a gold Skulltula that I didn't pick up in Zora's River, so I think what I'm going to do is just cut over there, and I will meet you guys where that Skulltula is. Alright, so the Skulltula that I missed is actually right over here. We don't need a Cuckoo anymore because we're Adult Link and we can reach that ledge all by ourselves. But what you want to do is climb this ladder all the way to the top. Oh, and by the way, it does need to be nighttime to collect this Skulltula as well. But once you get to the top, it's actually just right behind you over on this wall. So, let's just grab this bad boy real quick. And now the only thing left for us to do is actually make our way into Zora's Domain. Now, I should note that at this point, it's technically possible to do the next dungeon before you even did the Fire Temple. They're kind of interchangeable like that, and it does make Ocarina of Time a little bit more open-worlded in that case. I do like that a lot, but I guess the correct method is to do the Fire Temple first, and then do the next main temple. But we'll worry about that later, because that's going to do it for this episode. So, once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.